Alright, we're making some progress. This is the paneling I'm having trouble with, still deciding if I want to tear it down or not, because when we tore down the other side, that's what happened. Concrete came off the wall, or mortar, or whatever it is that's over top the bricks. Now the rest of the shop has got the mortar walls, and that's what I want to keep. So we're going to have to do some patching on that and then repaint. We pulled down the dividers. As you can see, there was green carpet underneath them. And we're going to have to figure out something. My friend suggested a bullnose tile or bullet nose tile or something like that that won't break. Kind of give it its own look. Or, alternatively, a gigantic area rug or two. Or just cut up some of the rug from the procedure rooms that I'm going to have to pull up anyway and then make area rugs out of it, which I think might end up being what we do first until we get enough money to just pull all the carpet and replace it. Taking those walls down was a bear. There's the end of it. The construction was really shoddy, and it ended up being 8 bags of drywall waste, just the drywall. I also took an entire truckload of 2x4s back to my house to throw into the fire pit. Maybe 6 or 7 of them were good. So it's starting to look a little different in here than it did before, and the major difference is I now have a lobby. I went to the local Glorious store of Mendelssohn's, which has got some really interesting stuff. I tried to get a display case there, but they wanted too much money for some broken stuff. But I did get these 2 tables. But I'm not going to use them for tables. I'm going to go over to Michael's and get some padding and some vinyl, and I'm going to turn them into really big benches. And that's going to be all the customer seating I have in the lobby between these 2, which you could probably fit 6 persons on each bench. 4 comfortably, 6 cozy. And that's about all we've gotten done so far. I don't have the lights on because it's really hot. I'm trying to keep it from getting too warm in here with all the lights and stuff. That's where we're storing all the tools right now. Going over here to this breaker box, you'll see that the breaker box is ancient. It's a Frank Adam. These things are collector's items to some people, according to my sources. Let's turn on these lights. Okay, we've got... Oh, darn it. Okay, there we go. And that's just a 100 amp panel. But I've got 200 coming into the shop downstairs through the main. I didn't get a very good video last time of what will be the sterile room, so let's go in there and take a look. Which is right here next to the bathroom. I got plumbers coming in Friday to start running water into the other rooms. Alright, as you remember, it's dark in here. But not anymore. The tile pattern is really interesting. It's ancient. Probably asbestos, so I'm just going to put stuff over top of it so that way it doesn't peel or chip or cause any health or safety concerns. This top shelf the paint's sitting on is going to get ripped out. That pegboard is going to get ripped out, and we're putting a window in there. So when you're in the other tattoo room, you can look in here and see the autoclave and the washout sink, hand washing sink, ultrasonic cleaner, all the sterile supplies. We're going to have to paint here too, because pink's not a very good color for the sterile room. Now, all you handy guys out there, tell me what the heck that thing is. It's wired up. I thought it had something to do with maybe with an alarm. I'm not really sure. This is underneath it. Don't know what that is either. It's got electric and a switch, which I'm afraid to throw. I have no idea what all this stuff is. It's got wires that are running right around there. And it goes to this thing, which is, that looks like an electric outlet. So maybe that's what that is. I'm just not sure. Anyway, we got lights in here. And I think I just figured out what that's for. This is the only source of electricity in the entire room. So if you need any electric, it probably had to go through that switch on the bench right there, over to that plug. That's what it is. It's a little mini circuit breaker. Although I still don't know what that thing on the top is for. I'm thinking a doorbell or an alarm or some craziness. So, as promised, I have got a trip upstairs coming right now, so you guys can see the Kevin Spacey from 7 apartment I'm going to have to deal with. The repairs won't be all that bad. I'm still waiting for them to clean a lot of stuff out, though. So let's go upstairs, and we're going to see what we can see up there. It's got 2 separate entrances, one on the front, one on the back. Helps unlock the door. Downtown Wilmington, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, here we are. Let's go upstairs. Bill is a resident on the right side, and he's disabled, so he needs his wheelchairs on the stairs. As you can see, the hallway is as ancient as the rest of the building. Need a key. Here's my door. Here it is. A lot of stuff in here. There's the front windows above the facade that you saw in the last video. Shelves. An entire menagerie. Hoarder paradise here. Insurance paperwork. I saw some car titles in a briefcase over here. It looked like about 100 of them. I bet there's not a single one of those cars even on the road anymore. There's an air conditioner. I wonder if that thing works. They really probably like to use it up here. It's like a chimney for next door. There is some roof damage up there, and that is eventually going to have to be fixed, that plaster. Not right now, obviously. This is totally a secondary room, or secondary part of the building. I won't even be using this stuff probably for, maybe for years, at least a year. Up here it looks like we got one monster piece of trim. I bet this is for the facade out front. Ooh, scary in here. It is a little bit. Wait till you see the next stuff. Over here we got a little room. That's the briefcase those auto titles are in. Some sort of, looks like radiator hookup right there. Satellite receiver. Looks like a dirty sock. Some sort of sign. Handle with care. Zippers. A whole bag of zippers. This woman was a hoarder. Couldn't tell. Some kind of crazy chest here. It looks like an antique. Could be worth some money. Down here we have 3 bottles of Mrs. Butterworth's. And they're empty. But this Southern Comfort and that bottle of Gilby's gin, they are not empty. They're full and they're sealed. Makes you wonder how old those are. Let's get a look at the label. I mean, they could have just been sitting up here in 20, 30 years. They might not be worth anything. It's really hard to see anything. 100 proof SoCo. That gin. Distilled London Dry. Cincinnati, Ohio. Sealed. Drink that stuff, you probably end up going blind. And if you don't, it'll probably be the best tasting gin you've ever had. One or the other. Here's the last room, where the worst damage is. Like I said, you ever see the movie 7? this might make some sense to you. There's the back windows. There is an old vent for they used to have a wall unit air conditioner, as you can see the electric box right there that they used for it. And they used to turn it on from downstairs and bring cold air into the shop through these ducts, which are now not in use, so I'm going to have to probably rip them out to make it more livable back here. We've got a mop bucket and a butter churn, insulators, sawhorses, fake flowers. Looks like those were stolen from a graveyard. Another old ladder I wouldn't trust my life with. No idea what that black pipe thing is. Could be interesting. A couple old box fans, stools, chairs. I think this is a tractor seat here. I mean, you never know what you're going to find, you know. Metafresh, alcohol, Q-tips, some of this stuff. Jump rope. You know, you got to ask yourself, what on earth was this lady thinking? Now she has Alzheimer's, and she ain't thinking much of anything, unfortunately. Got some family photos, books, Bibles, and stuff in there. There's the second exit. And it's a dual door. It's like a Dutch door up on top, so maybe you could open that up for air or something and then leave the door closed for security. That's hard to say what they were thinking there. Oh, looks like I may have found a chair for my lobby. Not these, but I might have found 2 chairs. Not for the lobby, but for the procedure rooms for the clients. A whole bunch of beer boxes here. And it looks like they're just using these to pack for the most part because they're empty. Which is a shame because it's Miller time. Well, anyway, that's the tour. The top. You've seen all the bottom. You've seen everything except for what's in all these boxes and nooks and crannies. It's going to take weeks for the old owners to get this stuff out of here. And as I said before, I'm going to give them the time. But they've got to get the stuff out of the bottom of the place now, ASAP, immediately. Yeah, there's a shop back here I could probably use downstairs for while we're doing construction. And the view from above. South Street Coffee House, law offices, Bryant Law Office, First National Bank, the historic clock there, John Shum's South Street Gallery of Fine Arts and Stained Glass, and a barbershop. Well, that about wraps it up, B. I hope you enjoyed your tour of my building. Creepy doll. Got a lot of work to do, and we got 10 years of payments on it. But after that, all of it, good and bad, is mine. A lot of bad. A lot of good, too.